You think you miss her, but deep down it's the way you felt when she was around that you're really holding on to. You remember how your chest felt lighter when her name popped up on your phone, how it felt to know someone out there chose you, wanted you, made you feel like you mattered in a world that often made you feel invisible. It's not her texts or her laughter you're addicted to. It's the person you became when you felt seen. The person who walked a little taller because someone was looking at you like you were worth something. You felt alive again, didn't you? Like life had color again. You didn't need to overthink every word you said. You didn't question if you were enough, because for a moment it felt like you were. And now that she's gone, you're sitting there scrolling through old photos, replaying those late-night calls, trying to find that feeling again. Hoping she text, hoping she call, hoping the universe will just rewind for a minute, so you can feel that again. But it's not her you want, it's you. It's the version of you who didn't question your worth, who believed in love, who believed you were worthy of being chosen. You think she took that with her, but she didn't. She only sparked it, but it was always yours. It's on you now to choose that version of yourself, to stop looking for her to validate your worth and to step into your own power. Because you don't need her to come back to feel whole again. You just need to stop abandoning yourself every time she crosses your mind. You need to become the man who knows he's enough, even when she's gone. Asterisk, you keep playing that last moment over and over, don't you? The way she looked at you before she walked away. The words you wish you could take back, the words you wish you had the courage to say. It's like your mind is stuck on a broken record, looping the same scene because it doesn't know how to. Move on without rewriting it. You think if you could just figure out what went wrong, if you could just find the right words, maybe you could finally get some peace, maybe you could finally let her go. But that's not how this works. You're waiting for a moment that's never coming, a goodbye that makes sense, an ending that feels clean. And every time you replay it, it's like you're hoping the past will change, that she'll turn around and choose you, that the story will end differently. You're stuck, not because you still love her, but because you're waiting for closure you think only she can give you. But she can't. She's not coming back to explain why it ended. She's not going to give you the perfect goodbye you think you need to move on. That's on you now. You have to give yourself the closure you've been waiting on her to deliver. You have to accept that there may never be a reason that feels good enough, that there may never be a moment that makes it all make sense. You have to stop living in the past, editing it like a movie you can fix if you find the right scene. Because while you're stuck trying to fix yesterday, today is slipping through your fingers. Let it be messy. Let it be incomplete. Let it be over. That's how you start to heal. That's how you start to move forward. Asterisk, you keep telling yourself she was the one who completed you. Like she was the piece you were missing all along, the thing that made your world feel whole. But the truth is, she didn't complete you. She reflected you. She showed you a version of yourself you forgot existed, the version that was alive, confident, hopeful, and open to love again. She brought out the part of you that dared to dream. The part that believed you could be enough for someone, that you could be wanted without having to try so hard all the time. It wasn't her giving you that. It was you finally allowing yourself to step into it. She was just the mirror, showing you who you could be if you let yourself. And when she left, it felt like that version of you went with her, like you lost everything that made you feel worth something, but you didn't lose him. He's still there, under all the fear and doubt, under all the stories you tell yourself that you're not enough without her. You just stopped choosing him when she walked away. You started shrinking again, second-guessing your worth, telling yourself you needed her to feel whole. That was never true. She sparked your growth, but it's your job to keep it going. Your job to continue becoming the man she saw in you, the man you saw in yourself when you were with her. If you keep believing she was the key to your wholeness, you will keep giving your power away to someone who isn't even here anymore. It's time to take it back, to choose to become that man on your own, not for her, not to prove anything, but because you deserve to live as that version of yourself, with or without her in your life. Asterisk, you're convinced you're still in love with her, but what you're really holding on to is the fantasy your mind created when she left. You've turned her into this flawless, gentle, understanding angel in your memory, someone who would have stayed if the timing was just right, someone who would have loved you perfectly if only things were different. But you're not remembering. Her, you're remembering an edited version of her that makes it easier for you to hold on. Because the real her had flaws, the real her hurt you sometimes. The real her didn't always make you feel safe or seen, and there were moments you questioned everything, even when she was still there. But your mind filters out all of that because it's easier to believe in the fantasy than to face the truth that it's over. It's safer to live in a memory than to risk getting hurt again. To risk letting someone else in who might not live up to the perfect image you've built of her. In your mind, and as long as you're stuck chasing that fantasy, you're going to find it impossible to move forward, to let yourself love again, to let yourself live again. You'll keep comparing every person you meet to someone who doesn't even exist, and nothing will ever be enough. You'll keep waiting for the perfect moment that's never coming. The fantasy isn't real, and the longer you hold on to it, the longer you keep yourself trapped in a past that can't be changed. If you want to move forward, you have to let go of the illusion and accept her as she was, not as your mind wants, to remember her. Only then can you clear the space you need to start living fully again. Without the weight of a dream that's been keeping you stuck, you think this obsession is about her, but it's really about avoiding yourself. It feels like purpose when you're scrolling through her socials, checking if she's moved on, replaying every conversation in your head, trying to find answers that will never come. It feels like you're doing something, like you're holding on to something important, but all you're really doing is hiding from what you need to face inside yourself. Because sitting in your pain, asking yourself why you ignored the red flags, why you settled, why you needed her to feel whole, why? You're afraid to let go. Those are questions that hurt. Those are questions that would force you to confront parts of yourself you've been running from. So you make her the story. You turn her into the mission. You let her become the distraction that keeps you from doing the real work. Because healing is messy, uncomfortable, and it requires you to look at your reflection without filters, without excuses, without the fantasy of someone else fixing your emptiness. But while you're avoiding yourself, life keeps moving. The opportunities you're ignoring don't wait for you to be ready. The version of yourself you want to become doesn't appear while you're stuck refreshing her profile for the 10th time today. Life doesn't pause for your heartbreak, and every day you waste waiting for her to give you closure or validation is another day you're choosing to stay small. Stuck, afraid to grow. You say you're loyal to her memory, but what you're really loyal to is your fear of becoming the man you know you're meant to be without her. Let go of the obsession, not because she doesn't matter, but because you do. It's time to stop using her as an excuse to avoid your own healing.